Hi, everybody, and welcome. Happy new moon. New moons are a little wild, as you may have surmised. Um, it's a funny thing. In the Western countries, generally, the full moon is associated with a little wild behavior, a little bumpy. The term lunatic, I think we all know, comes from the moon, right? But I could say when I lived in South India for many years, the new moon seemed wackier to me. And it's wacky because everybody's heightened in terms of sensitivity. Everybody's a little bit more agitated or emotionally kind of bumpy, which means it's a lot of human beings and nature itself reacting in pretty wild ways, kind of like bopping off of each other. So here in Los Angeles, we notice the traffic is even nuttier than usual. It's an adventure. So why is the new moon so heightened like that? Why is it so weird? It's because it's a cosmic time of enormous divine energy pouring into all the souls on this planet during the new and the full moon. But the new moon specifically carries with it an extraordinary amount of purification running. Purification means all the souls are coming up a little bit higher in terms of experiencing our karmas. They're in the rub. So not only we're extra sensitized and everything seems more, dramatic, and at the same time we're washing out a lot of negative karmas through grinding it out and through going through this kind of like these agitated, more emotional swings and experiences and interactions with other people. So if you're feeling, this wave of the new moon coming up, that's part of why it is. And it's a really good thing. The nature of purification is it really sucks and it's incredibly uncomfortable. Good. It means you're burning off lots of karma. Get it out. Excellent. I'm so happy. Even though in the short run, it's just everything is annoying. Yes. It was at the point in South India where on a new moon, honestly, I would just stay in my room for 3 days. I would just stay in my room. I knew I'm living on an ashram where everything is even more heightened again, in addition to the heightenedness that's already flowing in nature. And I knew any interaction with another person was going to lead to regrettable words. And it's not anybody's fault. It would just happen that way. Little frictions and conflicts and stupid stuff would occur. And I thought, what's the point? Do I really want to walk out of my room into an argument with somebody that nobody means? And then have to patch it up and go through it? Forget it. No, it's not worth it. So I just stay in my room, meditate, be quiet, let it pass. It's kind of like a giant wave. You're just like, okay, just let it go. Bye. And then everything simmers down after the new moon is over, and it's all peaceful until another 2 weeks when the full moon shows up. So just to say that, and also for everybody who's here, and I see a lot of new faces. So the way the fire works, it's not a normal fire, as I think anyone who's been to these homas will attest. These fires are totally supernatural. And part of it is we're bringing the energy that's already flowing in nature and heightening it and using it in a particular way through the sacred things that we offer into the fire, through the use of very high-powered mantras, and through the intention of the divine that's pouring out of the fire pit to everybody here and to everyone online, and pretty much adding a little bit of light to the whole atmosphere of the planet, you could say. Many, many saints will be doing their holy fires today. We're certainly not the only place in the world that's doing a holy fire on a new moon. And it feels to me like they all add together, in this network of light that's going planet-wide during the full moon and the new moon. So toward that end, for folks who are here in person, we have little rice bowls and flowers and incense, you may have noticed. What on earth is all that about? Well, turns out the rice is a vehicle through which you can convey your prayers, wishes, blessings, whatever it is you're really asking for into the fire. So the idea is you take a little handful and you're holding it and you're asking deeply for what you really want. Maybe you have a healing need. Maybe you have a life circumstance that's really troublesome. Maybe you have a relative who's ill and you need some extra blessing. whatever it is, you can think about all of that, infuse the rice with it. And then when you feel like, yeah, this is pretty full, for folks in the back, you can hop up and come up and gently put it into the fire. For folks around closer, you can just toss it in. Just, and don't lob it at us. The pit. We don't want your stuff. We have enough of our own. So, yeah, into the fire pit it goes, and then you can take the next handful of rice and start again. It is astonishing how many things start to unlock and open up as the fire really gets going. As the divinity starts rolling and rolling and rolling out, things that you're thinking right now, like, okay, really handfuls of rice, I've got, a couple things on my mind, whatever. But as the fire gets going, it jars loose more things, more people, more deeper levels of what we're really asking the divine for. So feel free, just keep kind of holding, and then at a certain point put it in the fire and then start all over again. And we only, in the Indian tradition, we only offer with the right hand. I don't need to tell you why, I think, but right hand only into the fire. Sorry, left-handers. That's a bit of a challenge. The flowers and incense we're holding until the end, where it all goes on the collective offering bowl and in a big way into the fire. I think that's the general gist. So before we start the fire, why do we use the fire element? Why specifically fire? And why have holy people and shamans and rishis and everybody since time immemorial use the fire in a divine way since the beginning of our creation, and even before that, even on the celestial, they're doing holy fires all the time. Why the fire element? Because the fire transforms very quickly one thing to another. It takes all of our pain, stress, suffering, confusion, and flips it into high divine energy, clarity, blessing coming back to us. There's this relationship that I'm sure you will feel with the fire as you're looking at it, as you're thinking on it, as you're offering whatever it is that you would like to have transformed into it. It changes things. That's the nature of the fire, one level. The second level of the fire is that it creates. The big fire on our planet, the sun, without that, well, none of us would be here. There would be no life, there'd be no anything, right? So in a way, we're harnessing the energy of the sun and forcing a little microcosm of it into this kind of fire, rather than the big, unbounded, unapproachable, let's say, nature of the sun. And we're interacting with that creation ability of the sun. We're interacting with the divinity through the flame. And it's interesting because the flame also is a reflection to us of our own soul. That's where it gets really interesting. It's a mirror. And in that mirror, and by offering things to it and feeding it the mantras and feeding it the rice and the ghee and all the other sacred things that we put into the fire, we're interacting with you could say, a more cosmic reflection of our own self. And because of that, it's the blessing mechanism that comes from the whole cosmic through this little fire microcosm is turning up our own soul flame, you could say. What does that mean mechanistically? It means we're charging our soul with profound energy. It's as if you sat in meditation like 10, 12 hours a day for about a month. That's the equivalent of sitting in one of these kinds of fire homas. You're getting an immense charging to this, you could call it the battery, that is the soul, that can hold a positive charge. Great, we want that. We want to keep that. We want to develop that. That way lies enlightenment, if you like that term, whatever. But also, in receiving that huge charge, a lot of whatever is in us that's painful, that's unresolved, that's confused, that's mowed down by life, is getting jarred loose and decharged as well. So purification happens. Whatever is happening in us that's not operating at this very high vibration that's coming through the fire, it will start to shed in our lives. And it means that there could be symptoms. Purification is very real. This is an important part of spirituality that I think some of the traditions kind of skip over or miss or just don't address at all. Purification means you might feel continued waves and reverberations from this holy fire for a few days or even a week. It might be big emotional purging. Depths of things that you don't even know where they came from. It could be big upset, crying, or it could be big angry waves of things that are kind of foreign to you. You're like, really? This isn't me? What is this? Yeah, coming up and out. And God only knows from what lifetime. It may not even be this particular lifetime. Fine, great. The idea is we just ride with whatever it is. Purification could take a physical form. You might feel like you have a 24-hour flu, or you're kind of burning, but you don't have a fever. What is going on? Karmas are coming up and being burned out of your system. It's quite profound. We're dealing with high supernatural soul energy here. As I said at the beginning, this is not a normal fire. So just to be aware of that, it may be that you have crazy dreams, and that's the extent of the purification that happens to you. Like where ancient things are getting worked out, and you're like, God, I can't believe I dreamt about that bizarre thing that I haven't thought about in 20 years. Yeah, good, great. Or you may just feel really blissful and peaceful, and you might feel kind of tired for a few days. Whatever it is, if it's an unusual symptom in your life, it's a good symptom, even if it's uncomfortable. So I just feel like I should say that. And for folks at home too, the same things occur when you're watching this holy fire and you're receiving this energy. A lot of stuff can start to rearrange in your system. We need to be cognizant of that and respectful of that in ourselves as it occurs. The final thing I want to say before we start the fire is that the fire element itself correlates in the human energy system to our two eyes and to the third eye. So when we're staring at the fire, it's a lot of the energy that's coming into us is coming through the two eyes. A lot of the decharging is happening automatically through the two eyes, yes. But also this third eye, the consciousness eye in the human system, it's getting stronger by watching this fire even with the two eyes. We're receiving that kind of a blessing and that kind of increased clarity and capacity of the third eye as well. So there's a lot going on in fire home. I'm just scratching the surface, but anyhow, so for the new moon, I do want to say this is the new moon preceding the biggest full moon of the year, which comes in 2 weeks, Guru Purnima. At Guru Purnima, we will not be here in Los Angeles. So if you're here in person, don't show up in 2 weeks for the full moon. Come down to El Cajon in San Diego, where we will be doing a massive one-day retreat starting very early in the morning on Guru Purnima, including a big fire homa, or you can watch online. Guru Purnima is the biggest full moon of the year. It is the full moon of the Guru. What does that mean? It means it's the one day when the divine representatives who kind of bridge our physical, material, confused world with the super, super divinity and clarity flowing in the consciousness, the Guru, literally the bringers of light, yeah? They get special dispensation on that one day. They get clearance to bless their students, whatever the highest is that they can. And to be in the fire home on Guru Purnima is well, yeah, as our friends in New Jersey call these karma barbecues. Certainly, that full moon is extraordinary, and there's a lot of blessings to be received. But just know that we won't be in Los Angeles. We will be in El Cajon. Nobody show up here in 2 weeks. Okay. And finally, so our mantras today, we will start with the GAYATRI mantra, the oldest, actually the original mantra of this planet, the original hymn, the first vibration on this planet is this form of the Mother Divine, the Divine Feminine who created this whole circus that we're living in. Gayatri, she is the only form of Mother Divine. There are millions of forms of Divine Feminine in all traditions. Mother, she's universal. I mean, Mother's Mother. She made all of us. Doesn't matter what you call her. It doesn't matter if you call her Mother Mary, or if you call her Isis, or if you call her Kali, or if you call her whatever. It really doesn't matter. But Gayatri is unique. Gayatri, she's straight with the truth, the cosmic divine truth. No other form of mother is straight. She's tricky, she's diverting, she's bending, she's playing her illusion or her maya on us. Gayatri, they will say in Vedic India, you can try to understand how this creation works by trying to read the Vedas, which are 4 giant, dense texts, usually in very interesting English translations, and they're poetical and they're obscure. And I mean, yeah, you could try it and see if you understand the blueprint of creation. Or you can simply chant the Gayatri mantra and you get the information. That's how Gayatri operates. So we'll be beginning with the Gayatri mantra after we do a little puja to bring in all the gurus and all the energy of the divine and start our holy fire with that. I should say also GAYATRI, which I'm sure many people know. It's a fairly popular mantra in our world. God knows there are tons of recordings of it on YouTube. GAYATRI, often you'll hear it pronounced in an actually incorrect way. Om buhr bhuv swaha, people will say. Yikes. For the purposes of our Homa and hopefully on your ongoing relationship with GAYATRI, Om buhr bhuv swaha, 3 equal separate syllables. I was sitting one day in Penukonda in South India, the ashram of Sri Kaleshwar, and a new group of students had come from Germany, and they were beautifully chanting GAYATRI with their big open hearts, but they were saying it the other way, swaha. And it happened that Kaleshwar walked in and cringed and said, no, 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 please, no. Like, God, no, don't do it like that. Suvaha. To do it the other way, he said, is an insult to the energy of the GAYATRI. So that's kind of a big deal. So, suvaha. And while we do GAYATRI as we begin this fire Homa, you can be thinking, she's the big dawn of the creation mother. She is all of the Vedas represented. She is the Satya, the truth, the Dharma, the right mission, the Shanti, the peace, and the Prema, the love, in form, you could say, in this fire. She's the right lady to really ask what you want blessed in your life, what you'd like to have released in your life, what needs healing, what needs uplifting, what needs working out. She's the right one. So when you're holding the rice or at home when you're staring in the fire, you might be thinking these things as we chant the GAYATRI. And it'll be for a while. So if you don't know the GAYATRI now, you'll certainly know it by the time we're finished. And for folks online, we put the text in the description of the video. So GAYATRI is there. Good? Are we ready?
Yes.
Gentlemen, start your fires. Okay, let's do it. Haha. And on that note, this thing's like, whoa. Ah.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Suklam Bharadram Vishnu Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Varanam Jai Sarva Vignopashante. Om Arjuna Amartunga Janana Mahanisha Swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuva swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuva swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuva swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om bhurbhuvah swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Bhuva-swaha, 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 tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. swaha. Tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha tas-savitur vareynyam. Bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om bhuv tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Sorry, the phone overheated. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om Bhurvah Swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo nah prachodayat. Bhurva swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurva swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. Bhurvasvaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo namah prachodayat. swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi, dhi-yo-yo 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 prachodayat. Swaha, tas-savitur vareynyam, bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat. Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat.
Last time.
Om swaha tas-savitur vareynyam bhargo devasya dhi-mahi dhi-yo-yo prachodayat.
Good. So, look over. So we have some sponsors today. Sponsors means they paid extra a little bit to have their name or the name of a loved one read into the fire. And after each name we say, Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama. Mama, each individual spark of the source and the big source itself. It goes straight to that soul. So for Brody and Brooke Williams, Nadia and Maximilian Grand.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
For Daniel Warner and his family.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
For Galen Tupul Miller Persico.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
For Neil Holomsep.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
Matt Locker.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
Alicia Campbell.
Om Mama, Om Mama, Om Mama.
J.E.B. Campbell.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh
Mama G.G. Campbell.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh
Mama Roberta Falk.
Oh Mama, oh Mama,
Oh Mama George Brennan.
oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Ellen Todd Bueller.
Oh Mama, oh Mama,
Oh Mama Sherry McCoy.
oh Mama, oh Mama, oh
Mama Julianne Van Boxtel.
oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Alexandra Rose Rentoria.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Marlene Bauer.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Our beloved Marina Pierce.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Desiree Sterling and her entire family in Spain, Guatemala, Belgium, and Norway.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Nicolay Paus.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Monica Paus Burnham.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Julie Forrest.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Sherry McCoy.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Joan Dixon.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
David Dixon and their family.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
John Solati.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Mama Andrea Eversberg.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Mama Becky and Tom.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Marinella Tona.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Basilika Tona.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Demetra Liko.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Yenny Liko.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Atina Tona.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Noah Katsa.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Mateo Katsa.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Mama Efi Katsa.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Michelle Farrell, Joe and Alfie Merritt.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Jamie Raskin.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Paula Bradley.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Stefan and Catherine Donna.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Quinn Ham, his whole family, and his business, American HVAC.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
For the end of white supremacy in America.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
For our brothers and sisters in Ukraine fighting the good fight, may they prevail.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
For Volodymyr Zelensky and his family, they may be safe and protected.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
In support of the divine feminine rising through the world, especially coming in the women.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
And in Santa Cruz County, all the heads of the service agencies working together to create brilliant solutions for homelessness. May they keep doing that. We're not going to read all their names anymore. We've done it for like 8 years.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
And for Ottmar Schumann and his 800 Germans meditating daily for world peace.
Oh Mama, oh Mama, oh Mama.
Good, and on to HANUMAN. HANUMAN. HANUMAN is the great, in the Indian pantheon, he's a monkey god. He's part monkey, he's part god. How could that be? Indirectly, it means he's conquered the monkey mind. How does he do that? How does anybody do that? Through opening the heart. When the heart is really open, when we're not thinking about ourselves, when we're in service to other people, there's no crazy mind to drive us mad. We don't think about ourselves. Hanuman is like that. He is so pure that he turns into this remarkable deity character who has all those supernatural abilities, all the siddhis. He's like this in league with the angels, which is partly why they call him Vayuputra, the son of the wind, the air element guy. All the angels are living in the breezes, in the air element, in our in-breath, in our out-breath. That air element is where the angels reside. Hanuman has command of the angels by not thinking about it. And he's kind of an invincible character, you know. He's super optimistic, he's super capable. He only ever remembers that he has supernatural abilities when somebody tells him he does. hey Hanuman, you can fly through the air and go find out if your master Ram's wife Sita has been kidnapped and is being held hostage in Lanka by a horrible demon named Ravanasura for the last 12 years. Oh, says Hanuman, I can do that. And he promptly takes to the air and flies to Lanka and finds it out. Oh, what do you know? Left to himself, he doesn't remember he can do that. Like that. But because he's not thinking on himself, he has full command of the angelic, he has full command of the supernatural. In service to Ram, his master, the light. You could rightly say Hanuman in us is the pure of the heart. In service to what? The consciousness, the light, Ram, in us. So anyway, Hanuman, he's a big protector against negativity. He will not allow any negativity. He will not tolerate negativity of any kind. He is the perfect guy to get rid of all our stuff. Unload it through this mantra, offering it in this fire to the Hanuman energy, radically different from GAYATRI, as you'll see. And like getting hold of your blocks, your anger, your resentments, your blaming other people, your left out feelings, the unworthiness, feelings of depression, anxiety, hopelessness, despair. Boy, I'm just like Kathy Sunshine over here. Pride, jealousy, vanity, fear, egoism, arrogance. Hey, we all have them. We're all just, every human being has a configuration of these blocks. Your job, figure out yours and offer them in the fire and ask him to transform them. That's the amazing use of this Hanuman energy. And also I have to say, for decharging anything that seems too extreme, that's overwhelming to you, maybe you had a really, really hard week or month or life, you can take this mantra and use it in the shower, specifically in the water, bringing that huge light of the heart into the shower and having that washing, that decharging through the Hanuman energy. It is quite astonishing to do that. So, let's talk to Hanuman. His mantra, which also is in the description of the video for people online, Om Hreem Hari Markatta, Markattaya, swaha. Swaha means I offer. Into the fire it goes. Swaha. It's a big burning it out. So get hold of your blocks. Put them in the rice if you're here. Put them through your eyes if you're online, and offer them.
Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. 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 Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha.
Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hri Markatta Markattaya Swaha.
Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha.
Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem Markatta Markattaya Swaha.
Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hari Markatta Markattaya Swaha. Om Hreem Hreem 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 Markattaya Swaha. Last time. Om Hreem Hreem Markattaya Swaha. Good, and so now what we're going to do is we will pass around the offering bowl, and everybody's going to put with their right hand your flowers and incense on the bowl, and then touch the coconut. You have to be careful with the everybody up.
You're standing now.
Up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and I'm up. Uh-oh.
Last
offering,
Indian wedding.
You have your poses with
Toast.
you want to come and shade it.
Good, okay. So, everybody up. The Divine Court presiding. And we'll read our whole list of sponsors one more time and a huge oh mama, and into the fire it all goes. Our sponsors are Brody and Brooke Williams, Nadia and Maximilian Grand, Danny Borner and his family, Galen Tukul Miller Persico, Neil Valemsipla, Matt Locker, Alicia Campbell, J.E.B. Campbell, G.G. Campbell, Roberta Falk, George Brennan, Ellen Todd Bueller, Sherry McCoy, Julianne Van Boxtel, Alexandra Rose Rentoria, Marlene Bauer, Marina Pierce, Desiree Sterling, her entire family in Spain, Guatemala, Belgium, and Norway, Nicolay Paus, Monica Paus Burnham and her family, Julie Forrest, Sherry McCoy, Joan Dixon, David Dixon, and their family, John Salati, Andrea Eversberg, Becky and Tom, Marinella Tona, Basilica Tona, Dimitra Lico, Yanni Lico, Atina Tona, Noah Katza, Mateo Katza, Effie Katza, Michelle Farrell, Joe and Alfred Merritt, Jamie Raskin, Paula Bradley, Stefan and Catherine Dada, Quinn Ham, his entire family, and the American HVAC, his business. For the end of white supremacy in America. For our brothers and sisters in Ukraine fighting a good fight, may they prevail. Slava Ukraini. Vladimir Zelensky and his family, may they stay protected and safe. In support of the divine feminine rising in the world through the women, especially all the heads of the service agencies in Santa Cruz County working together to promote brilliant solutions to homelessness. For Atma Schumann and his 800 Germans, meditating every day for world peace. For Tomasz Stencil and Kaleshwar Publishing, that they may flourish. For Navia Sri Sai, Silpa, and Panakonda, that they may flourish. For Sai centers of this kind of divine healing, knowledge, and blessing worldwide, may they flourish. And finally, for our folks here in Los Angeles and nationally who are experiencing homelessness, and for our veterans also locally and nationally, that they may receive the kind of care, services, shelter, nourishment, and love that they so richly deserve. And for all this we say, oh mama, oh mama, oh mama. Everybody clap. Great, so now we'll take like small groups, like 5 people at a time, to go around the fire like 3 times. We're gonna move that tripod because otherwise people are gonna yeah. So what this does is it seals in the final blessing of the fire. You're using your physical form to carry your soul around to seal it in. If you're at home, just turn around to the right 3 times, and it accomplishes the same thing. So again, to remind everybody, 2 weeks from now will be the big blowout of Guru Purnima. Please check the UCBK website because times are going to be wonky. We start at 5 a.m. that day. And we will not be here on location in Los Angeles 2 weeks from now, but y'all are welcome to come down and join us in El Cajon. And God bless everybody, and we'll see you soon. And happy Guru Purnima in 2 weeks for everybody. And namaste. Also, please do not leave.